welcome back. Welcome back to Rooted Vines. As you can see, I'm kind of in a different space. I'm in my bedroom because my husband has taken over the living room. Well, guess what, y'all? You guessed it, football. All right. So I didn't want to disturb him. He works really hard, and I'm usually all over the house conquering things. So I let him have the living room. I let him have the living room. So I'm here in the bedroom. I tried to fix it up a little bit. Just, give you something to look at back here. But welcome back to Rooted Vines. For you guys who just stumbled upon my YouTube channel, I am Mayaka Anderson. I am the owner of Rooted Vines, which is now a herbal tea and herb boutique. We are rebranding and doing some things, okay? But here at YouTube, I talk about self reflection, self accountability, knowing thyself, everything about self, because I believe that whatever journey you are trying to embark on has to begin with you. All right. You can't go anywhere. Nothing's going to be successful until you know you, until you understand you, until you know how you clicks, how you resonate, what your triggers are, why they're triggering you, or, why you give certain things power. Um, and how you treat yourself and how you treat others. So that's what this channel is about. I started this channel. I know you're saying, well, you got a herb, you know, the teas and herbs. How does that even connect with self reflection, right? How does that connect with self realization? Look, when you've gone through some trauma, when you've gone through some hard times, when you're not sure if you were even going to make it the next year, where it was just really hard and dark, sometimes different tools come along by way of different things that you learn to help you get there. So, teas is a great way to just kind of calm yourself, and you're able to speak affirmations over the tea as you drink it so that you can fill yourself with goodness, not just nutritional goodness, but it's goodness for your mind, body, and spirit to carry you. And even if you don't start with teas, if you start with journaling, if you start with saging, if you start with meditation, it always leads you to the next tool that you'll need to become a whole person. And so that's how I got on this journey. And I don't think I've ever shared my story all the way on YouTube about the trauma I faced that put me in a dark space that had me thinking I didn't want to be in this realm anymore. And one day I will share that. But right now, y'all, it's 2024. And what are we talking about? Transformation. Please forgive me that I was not on last Sunday. My sister and brother in law stopped by. And sometimes, family gets hectic. You've seen some other videos I've done, it just gets a little hectic. And I wanted to spend more time with them than I did wanting to film. And so sometimes it's like that. You got to set your priorities, right? So this year is about transformation. I think I talked about it the Sunday before last. I'm not really sure. I can't remember. But yeah, here we are. So let's go ahead and talk about not only transformation, but the implementation of doing those things that are going to reward you, push you forward, and get you closer to your dreams, your destination, your desires, your wants, whatever it may be. This is going to be the vehicle of you doing. These are the wheels turning. So we got into the car. We built our car. We examined our car in 2023 by examining ourselves. Now we're getting in the car and we're going to get them wheels turning. Because now we got to put it on the road. We got to test what we've learned, right? And that's what this segment's about. So come on along for the ride and let's see what we can learn today. All right, y'all? As I thought I lost my video, my husband just bust in the room like, oh, I tell you what. Anyways, okay. So what were we talking about? Transformation? Okay, hold on. Hold on, let me get back. All right, embracing the era of action, not the error, the era, of action. So we are now going to move beyond belief. We're throwing belief out the door. I don't care about you believing because you have to know, right? They say you got to believe to see, but then you have to know for transformation to take place, right? So moving beyond belief to transform your life in 2024. That's what we're doing. That's what we're about today. All right. So again, welcome back. Um, so, with transformation, is not just about transforming your thoughts, right? We need to transform our whole lives. So, we've been talking about this. We've been working on this. We've been thinking about this, meditating on this. So, you've been on a journey with me for self awareness for some time and definitely accountability, which I hope that some of you guys have been able to harness. Um, we've just done some serious soul searching together, and I feel like y'all, that we're ready to move into implementation. All right, that means we gotta put the boots to the ground. We gotta stand behind our words. We can no longer just talk. So this year's gonna be totally different. So we gotta roll up our sleeves and we gotta get in the dirt. We gotta get in them ditches, right? We gotta be able to make room for that which we are desiring and wanting. This is how this is going to work. They say faith without works is dead. Exactly. No truer words. You can believe and have faith all you want. What is the point of believing? What is the point of having the faith if you are not willing to put in the work? Just go on and sit down somewhere in the corner. All right? Just say that's just what you want to do. You don't want to be counted amongst the number. You don't desire this thing enough. You don't want your dream enough. You don't want the success and the fulfillment enough to do the work. So go on and sit it out. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, you have to know yourself. And in knowing yourself is a certain type or certain area of freedom in doing that. So if this is too much for you, I understand it is too much for some people. They're just not going to do the work. They're going to mouth it and they're okay with that because mouthing it is hard enough. And for some reason, they got blockage there so they can talk, 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 but they never hear themselves. They never hear the message. They're not feeding themselves. When I do these videos, I am not just talking to you guys, I am talking to me. I am pouring life back into me. Sometimes I go and watch my videos and I be like, oh, that girl speaking right there now. All right, she's saying something. Am I doing these things? Am I really living this life? It holds me accountable. Not that I'm just out here just spitting these things and telling other people they should be doing this or doing that and whatever. And then I'm all willy nilly in the background. I live what I talk. But I do so because I know what it's like to be on the other end of the polarity scale. I know what the darkness looks like. And I know how much work it takes to move from dark to light, from the not knowing to the believing to I'm thinking to now I know without a shadow of a doubt to I am implementing this in my life because I know where I can go with this. I have already been moved so far in this. Right, so let me get off my soapbox. Let me get off the soapbox. All right. So we're going to go and talk about illusions. I have talked about illusions before, the illusions, the facades, all of that. Okay. So when I talk about illusions, I ain't talking about no magic show at Vegas, though them shows do be good. But that's not what I'm talking about. I am talking about the illusion that just believing, right? And I know the great book kind of strings this where you just think you have to believe. But I'm letting you know that believing is not enough for change. Believing is not enough for change. If believing was just enough, most of us would have everything we wanted. But guess what? Since it does not work that way, we have to work. We have to put in the work behind our belief. And when you see it come to fruition, now you've moved past belief because now you have proof. That thing has solidified, has manifested. Now you should be in the knowing. And because you did the work, now there's a precedent set. There is a process set where you can repeat that thing to get the same result. A lot of people fall, and I don't believe in chance, but they fall into things because of the certain way they did stuff, but they don't even believe that they could repeat it. They don't even go back and say, "Man, I got this result after doing that. Let me try it again." They just kind of leave it by the wayside and move on like that was just some kind of uh chance encounter or something. We do not take inventory of the things we do, the things that we say that make results. Because if we did, we could repeat those things to get the results over and over again, right? It's the same in business. You optimize, you analyze, and you go back and you repeat, right? Once you understand how this thing works, once you get the results you get, you don't change the formula. And yet we change the formula of our lives all the time. It's okay to tweak it a little bit. If you think that it could give you a little more, you could get more out of it. But we throw it out. What do they say? Throw the baby out with the bathwater? That's exactly what we do. All right. So when I deal with transformation, I don't talk about simple things, the superficial things like going on a diet, losing weight, anything like that. But because I know some people are on the ground level, I'll give you an example. Um, Sometimes, especially New Year, everybody want to go on a diet, right? And you want to start the next day. It's January 1st, and tomorrow I'm hitting the gym. I'm going to go on a diet. I'm only going to eat salads, and I'm just going to have water. And it doesn't quite work that way, right? You tell yourself, I got a gym membership. That automatically means I shall get fit. You don't even do the work. You just get the gym membership, and you already feel good about something that hasn't even taken place, right? You have to understand that it's not just enough to possess, right? We have to use what we got to get what we want. I think that's a song. We got to use what we got to get what we want. Just because you got it don't mean it's going to get you there, right? Because we still have to put in the work. We have to shed the illusion of this thing that we don't have to work. The Most High will move mountains for you. But if you think you ain't got to do nothing, there was never a time that the master teacher, Yeshua, healed someone and didn't give them an assignment to go do something. Not once. Not once. So, what makes you think, even though we are the sons and daughters of the Most High, that you ain't got to do no work? Who are you? We all got to put in the work. Yeshua had a whole ministry. That's all he did was work. But you feel like you can sit back and do absolutely nothing and blessings will flow. That's not how it works. And some of you see other people living that life and you think that's what's happening to them. But that's part of that illusion. I talked about some people are good at creating illusions, but don't ever wish to be in their shoes. Like I said, you don't know who's crying at night. You don't know who's worried about that eviction notice coming, that car being repoed. You don't know what's going on because this realm is so in love with material things. You would do anything to get that. You would jump in someone's shoes automatically, thinking they have the greatest life because of the material things. But you don't understand the freedom that comes in knowing self, financial freedom, the quiet and peace around you that it brings. That stuff, that material, that 3D world can't bring you. So we want to make sure that we are doing the work. We must put processes and boundaries together and do what we have learned. We cannot continue to sit on our laurels, whatever, and think stuff is just going to happen. That's not how this world works. That's just not how it's going to go down. Don't play yourself. Don't play yourself, player. All right, don't do that. So we have knowing and then we have doing, right? We all seem to know a lot. Raise my hand. You know you should eat more greens and less pizza, right? But which one wins, right? When your favorite show comes on, you grabbing that, you ordering that Pizza Hut or whatever, round table pizza, whatever it is. You finna binge watch this show and eat this pizza and you ain't thinking about no salad, right? The challenge is moving from knowing to doing, to saying, I know what is right, and I'm willing to push back that which is not going to align with the dreams that I have for myself, right? In this, because I deal with self awareness, that means that somebody somewhere, after watching these videos, has chosen to do something, even if it's one thing, because Rome wasn't built in a day. I don't care what they tell you, honey. It wasn't built in a day. It takes time. And so does personal transformation. So for you guys that are stuck on diets, meals, whatever, you add one vegetable to your meal a day, right? Or one vegetable to every meal a day. You start off small. No different with personal transformation, right? Get a journal every day. I don't care what time of day. Every day you should journal in it, whether it's a gratitude journal, whether you're writing a letter to the Most High. uh that's what you're going to do. You're going to do, whether you're just keeping a story of your life, you're going to journal, and that's it, right? Make it 5 minutes, make it 10 minutes, right? If you don't want to journal, taking a walk and communing with nature, it can be 5 minutes, it can be 10 minutes, it can be in the morning, it can be in the evening, it can be at night. It doesn't matter. You take one thing that you can do every day and you put that in implementation every day. And then at the end of 90 days, and I say 90 days, even if you're a beginner, because what happens is that we do it for a week, we skip 4 days. We get back on, we skip a day. We get back on. So this gives you time to try and hone in your everyday thinking every day. This is what I'm doing every day. Every day, I got to make time for this. There's no excuse. Every single day, I'm doing this, right? At the end of 90 days, evaluate what has changed, what has come into your life. Has your mentality changed? The way that you see the world change? Start to evaluate yourself when you do these little things, because I assure you things will start to change. Now, some of y'all are living in a drama filled world, and you might not see the change right away, because you're going to have to take drastic measures in creating boundaries so change can come in, and letting go of those things that are no longer serving you. And a lot of people have problems with that. And so when you start your spiritual journey, it's too hard for you because you don't have a circle that's going to support that, because your circle is entrenched. They graduated, they got master's degrees, right? They got tenure in drama, and you're surrounded by it, and you don't have the strength enough, or you don't have someone outside of that drama who's drama free to come help you come out of it. And so when you try to start, it feels overwhelming. It feels like the pressure is on you. You can't share with the people inside your circle nor your family, because 9 times out of 10 your family is probably the root of most of it, right? So for you have to start at the beginning. And if you did not, you have to do the shadow work on that, because you have to be strong enough to implement. If you are still living that drama filled life, you need to go back to my videos in 2023 and learn to cut people off. Learn learn how to learn who you are, and understand that it's okay to have your dreams and to move forward, and that you can love people from afar, but you cannot allow people to keep you from your dreams, your goals, and the assignments that the Most High has given you, right? Nobody comes before the Most High. No one is put above, right? So you have to decide how this is going to work, and you have to do the work. You cannot implement anything. There's no way you're going to implement anything and see a change if you're still in that drama filled area. You have to remove yourself or remove them. one way or another. It's your choice, but it has to be done, right? So I know this is another year, but it has to be a year of action because this is the only way that you're going to see your blessings this year. You were supposed to do your work on yourself. Now you have to do your work outside of yourself. So you cleaned up the inside. Now we got to clean up the environment. And when you cleaned up your inside, you did clean up a lot of your environment. But now you have to stay the course. Now you have to mop your own ship deck, right? Now you have to pull down your sails and put them up when it's ready. You have to be able to do the work on your ship that you are captain, right? You got to map out your progression and where you're going and how long you're staying and what you're picking up and what you're throwing overboard. And you have to be willing to do that to get to where you're going. So what I want to hear right now, what I want you to leave in the comments is your action plans. Let's make this count because this is the year you can do it. This is the year that you can have some wonderful things going on, all right? So action plans. And I ain't talking about your Netflix watch list. I mean steps that you are going to physically do to change the trajectory of your life. Whether it's meditation every morning, journaling, affirmations with your tea, whatever it is, pick one thing and promise yourself no matter what you will do that. And together, we can really hone in this thing and change our lives and become really one collective consciousness on this level. One step, one laugh. And even for you guys that are crazy about diets, one broccoli floret at a time, I guess. Whatever makes your boat float. But I just want you to really understand that the time for doing is now, and the time for implementation is now. The lip service, that's not where it's at anymore. You sitting on both sides of the fence, that's not where it's at anymore. You're not going to get anywhere that way. We need to stop making doggone excuses. Get it together, right? That's get it together. I tell myself, I'm talking to myself like this. Don't get offended. Get it together. I have to talk to myself like this because it's serious. Because it's serious. Understand that your perception of this world, your perception of yourself, the perception of other people matters, and it dictates what comes and goes out of your life. And some of us have been so entrenched in the trauma from the time we were born to adults that it's really hard to believe that things can change. But if you're not willing to do the work, if you just refuse, if you say it's impossible, and yet I know people, including myself, that have been down and out, who jumping off a cliff or getting in a car accident or whatever it is the only way out. They're ready to take it because the work is too hard. And I'm going to tell you, the work is hard. The burden is heavy. But once you do it, everything becomes lighter. And once you do it, you gain a strength, a power that you didn't even know was possible. You're able to pull things out of the ether in this dimension, right? In this dimension, and make it work for you. But if you're too busy wanting to be the king of the trauma filled world, if you're too busy because you don't want to be uncomfortable and have people talk about you, let me tell you something. People going to talk about you no matter what you do. Whether you do good, whether you do bad, whether you do right, whether you do wrong, whether you're up, you're down, they always got something to say. So if they got something to talk about how I changed my life, my trajectory, how I left you there in the mud because you wouldn't come with me. You can laugh now, but my life is going to be luscious. I'm about to hit these dreams, these goals, and be on my path. I'm going to give you all kinds of things to talk about. And the funny thing is, while you're talking, I'll have no idea that you're talking about me because I'm going to be so far above where you're at. Sometimes you have to put your mindset in the right place. Sometimes you have to understand that you are the king and the queen of the most high. What can't you do? We live in a realm that none of this should be possible, right? It should be all impossible. And yet here we are. Yet here we are. Don't you find that amazing? We are these beings on this planet called Earth in the universe. We're always talking about other planets. We're part of the other planets. We're, we're part of the stars. People don't broaden their thought. They just think that I'm really not sure what they think. Earth is a planet. We're out here floating with the rest of them. So the fact that people can make excuses about why certain things can't happen doesn't hold water anymore. You already hold the power. But will you allow yourself to use the power? You already have the knowledge. But will you allow yourself to bring the knowledge forth that you may use it correctly? You already have the wisdom. But will you use your wisdom to make wise and good decisions that it may prosper you, your family, your next generation? Or are you selfish? Are you selfish and you're scared and you don't even trust yourself? Let's get to what's really going on. Because it's not about anybody else. Everybody has, well, they did, they said, she said. It's not about all of that. Throw that all out. The past is dead. You can't go back. You can't change it. There's no what if, should have, would have, could have, whatever. Is gone. All we have is right now. What are you doing with your right now? Today, if you're watching this, you are blessed to be watching anything. You got a device you can watch it on. You must have Wi Fi somewhere, right? You have all these channels and things you could learn. What are you watching? What are you implementing? Whether you're on the phone watching, a computer watching, you're blessed. What are you doing with your time? What are you doing with your thoughts? Let's move past all this surface stuff. You know, why you're not living your best life, why you're not married, why you don't have kids, why you're not in school. All of these things could be solved if you wanted them to. Ask yourself why you are not allowing yourself to be in a relationship. Ain't got nothing to do with no other gender. It has everything to do with you. Ask yourself why you're not in school. It ain't got nothing to do with monetary. It ain't got nothing to do with your job. Nothing. Ask yourself why you didn't start that business. It ain't got nothing to do with monetary. It ain't got nothing to do with knowledge and wisdom. For we have so many resources out here. Ask yourself these questions. What is truly stopping you? Why can't you really move forward? Why can't you put the hurt and the pain behind you? Forget everyone else. Why can't you? And when you answer those questions for yourself, that is when healing will start to come in. That's when you will start to learn more about yourself and be honest with yourself. And then when you are able to be honest with yourself, you're able to be honest with others. So I pray this video helped you. It was longer than I thought it should be. Um, but I really hope that you guys are going to do the work this year. I really do. I really hope that you transform your life, that you live your life with purpose, with strength, with power, and understanding that. So, on that note, you guys have a beautiful Sunday. I will be back next Sunday with another message. I'm not really sure what it's going to be about, but I'm thinking about sharing maybe some stories from my life to kind of help you really understand some of the things I've been through, right? That brought me along this journey. All right. So have a blessed Sunday, and I will see you next Sunday. Bye, guys.
You gotta listen to